Emily adjusted her sunglasses, her eyes scanning the barren expanse of the Nevada desert. The sun hung low in the sky, a fiery orb sinking into the horizon, casting long shadows across the empty road. Beside her, Jake hummed along to the faint music playing from the car's static-filled radio, his fingers tapping rhythmically on the steering wheel. The trip had been his idea, an adventure to escape the monotony of their routine lives in Seattle. They had mapped a route that avoided highways, taking them through forgotten towns and open landscapes. But now the heat was oppressive, and the desert stretched endlessly in every direction. "How much farther to the next town?" Emily asked, glancing at the GPS. Jake frowned. The screen was frozen, the spinning icon mocking him. No signal, again. Emily sighed and leaned back in her seat. "We should have taken the main roads." Jake grinned, trying to lighten the mood. "Where's the fun in that?" The car sputtered suddenly, jolting them both forward. Jake tightened his grip on the wheel, his grin fading. The engine groaned, and the vehicle rolled to a stop. "You've got to be kidding me," he muttered, slamming his fist on the dashboard. Emily stepped out into the dry, stifling air, shading her eyes with her hand. A dirt road stretched behind them, and ahead, faintly visible in the shimmering heat waves, were the outlines of buildings. "There's a town up there," she said, pointing. Jake joined her, squinting at the distant shapes. "Doesn't look like much, but it's something. Let's go." The walk was quiet, the crunch of their boots against the sandy road the only sound. The closer they got to the town, the more unsettling it became. The buildings were worn and dilapidated, their wooden frames splintered and gray with age. A single sign creaked in the faint breeze, its letters faded beyond recognition. "This place looks abandoned," Emily whispered. As if in response, a figure stepped out of the shadows. An old man in a wide-brimmed hat stood in the middle of the dirt road, his eyes gleaming unnaturally in the fading light. "Welcome," he rasped, his voice like gravel. "We don't get many visitors." Emily hesitated, but Jake stepped forward. "Our car broke down a few miles back. Is there a mechanic here?" The old man smiled, revealing yellow teeth. "Not anymore. But we've got a place for you to stay. Follow me." Emily tugged on Jake's arm. "I don't think this is a good idea." "We don't have much choice," Jake replied, his voice low. The old man led them to an inn on the edge of town. Its windows were dark, the wooden sign above the door swinging gently in the breeze. Inside, the air was cool and thick with the smell of dust. "Rooms are upstairs," the man said, handing them a rusted key. "You'll be safe here." Emily didn't like the way he said it, as if safety was something they needed to worry about. The sun was unforgiving, an orange inferno hanging low in the Nevada sky. Emily adjusted her sunglasses, leaning her head against the car window as the desert stretched endlessly before her. The heat waves rising off the asphalt gave the horizon an eerie, shifting quality. "Jake," she said, her voice cutting through the faint hum of static from the car radio. "Are you sure we're still on the right road?" Jake squinted at the GPS mounted on the dashboard. The screen showed nothing but a blank map, a spinning icon indicating a lost signal. "It's a straight road, Em. How lost can we get?" Emily sighed, glancing at the gas gauge, which hovered precariously close to empty. "We need to stop soon. This tank isn't going to last much longer." Jake gave her a reassuring smile. "We'll find something. These old roads always lead somewhere, right?" But as the miles dragged on, Emily's unease grew. The desert felt endless, the silence pressing in on her ears. Even the occasional tumbleweed seemed to move with a purpose, rolling across the barren landscape as though fleeing from something unseen. Finally, their car sputtered and groaned before coming to a halt in the middle of nowhere. Jake cursed under his breath, slamming the steering wheel. "Perfect, just perfect." Emily stepped out of the car, shielding her eyes from the relentless sun. "There's a town up ahead," she said, pointing toward faint outlines in the distance. Jake grabbed a water bottle from the back seat and joined her. "Let's hope they have a mechanic." The walk to the town was uneventful, but something about the air felt heavier the closer they got. The buildings were old, their wooden structures weathered and leaning as though exhausted by time. A faded sign swung above what appeared to be a general store, its letters too faint to read. "Where is everyone?" Emily whispered. Jake scanned the empty streets. "Maybe it's one of those ghost towns. You know, abandoned mining places.